Themed Christmas episode.
Oh,
So our first chorus goes, you should be ashamed of yourself. You can't be a Christmas elf.
Oh, yeah.
And then we would all sing it together.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You can't be a Christmas elf.
Harmonize on
Oh,
that.
yeah, you ready for this? Frodo and the children were gathered by the fire, telling them his stories of the days down by the Shire, about the time he ran away from home in Bag End and traveled around the country on adventures with his friends. He traveled around the country on adventures with his friends. The Hobbit children giggled and the humans gave applause. The dwarflings stamped their feet and the eagles made cacaws. But then a little elf child said, still one thing gives me pause. Why don't we get visits anymore from Santa Claus? Oh, why don't we get visits anymore from Santa Claus? And all the other kids said, you should be ashamed of yourself. You can't be a Christmas elf. You should be ashamed of yourself. You can't be a Christmas elf. As the child grew older, he just got more contrarian. He whittled toys by night and he voted libertarian. If you left a stocking out to dry, he'd fill it up with sweets. And he asked the same strange questions to everyone he'd meet. Yes, he asked the same strange questions to everyone he'd meet. Has Santa Claus been banished for some heinous act of treason? Well, maybe Father Christmas was a casualty of war, but I believe we citizens deserve to know the reasons. If Santa's had a falling out with new King Aragorn, has Santa had a falling out with new King Aragorn? And everybody told him, you should be ashamed of yourself. You can't be a Christmas elf. One day the elf was summoned before the king himself to settle this complaint, stop embarrassing the elves. But in the royal court he found no soldiers mocking, just a dozen royal children looking sad and holding stockings. A dozen royal children looking sad and holding stockings. The king told him that Santa had been missing since the war. He maybe crossed the ocean or he's hunkered down up north. Perhaps he thinks that Numenor is overrun by orcs, and that's why he won't visit anymore. The elf looked hard at Aragorn. He said, swear it's the truth, that Santa giving up on us has naught to do with you. His kingly face looked haggard like he hadn't slept in weeks. I promise, elf, that Santa will be welcomed home by me. I promise, elf, that Santa will be welcomed home by me. And then Queen Arwen told him, we just need one Christmas elf to go find Santa all by himself. We need just one Christmas elf to go find Santa all by himself. That very night our hero headed north straight from the pole. He wandered through the permafrost and I'll go back, there we go. Got my rhyme right. That very night our hero headed north straight from the palace. He wandered through the permafrost and aurora borealis. But one night he found an iceberg that was glowing out at sea, where a man in red hangs stars from a tree. The Christmas elf then shouted, Santa, please come home. But from the iceberg echoed back a jolly, no ho ho! But he cried, everyone wants Christmas back. I'm sent here by the king. We finished with the war and we burned up all the rings. We finished